very high percentage choke. Okay, we're gonna do this with side control. We're also gonna do it from north-south position, okay? You can put yourself in the position to do this move. A lot of times your opponent will put themselves in the position to hit this move, okay? I started doing this a lot. This is one of my go-to moves from side, and it's definitely my go-to move from north-south because I used to get caught in this a lot. When I first started doing jiu-jitsu, there was a couple people in particular used to catch me all the time, okay? And normally what I tell you guys is if someone does something to you and it works really well, do that to the next person you roll with because apparently it works pretty well, okay? So this happened to me over and over and over. I started learning it, improving it, and then I started actually catching the person who used to catch me, okay? It's called the cutter choke, okay? There's different ways to do it. There's some specific details that I do that I feel like really make it more effective, okay? So when we do the cutter choke, anytime you feel someone with this hand and they're under your arm like this and they grab the back of your collar, there's only so many things you can set up from here. So as soon as you feel this, protect your neck, okay? Because it's coming. And if they get it, even with your hand up, it can be really nasty, okay? So what happens, the way we get into this position a lot is I'll be in side control here and he will snake his hand through somehow and pop it out over here. Like he's trying to come out the back door here, okay? Like I've got shoulder pressure, but if he keeps trying to like swing his legs around and get this underhook, keep going this way, instead of trying to come out this way, you know, he may can wiggle out that way, all right? All I have to do though is, when he gets this through, take this hand, I bring it under, like I'm underhooking his arm, and I'm grabbing the lapel right behind his neck here, okay? Just 4 fingers in the lapel, okay? When I get this, I'm taking my elbow here and I'm keeping his arm to me. I'm taking all the space out of this arm, and I'm driving in with my shoulder here. Okay, so now he's fairly uncomfortable on that side of his body, and then I've got the grip here on his sleeve, shoulder pressure. All right, now, one way that you can teach this, and people do this, is they will come here, especially if you get your thumb in here, it's really good. They'll come here and they'll bring this arm over and then drop it down for the cutter choke, okay? To me, it's too easy for him to defend against that. If he puts his arm up in the way, if he grabs my arm as I'm coming over, he has a few defenses here, okay? In my opinion, the best way to do this is I'm driving in, I've got this pressure, and he's probably waiting on that. I'm gonna retract this hand, okay? It's important how you keep your fingers. You can either keep your fingers straight, or you can make this little, whatever you wanna call that kind of grip, okay? I'm gonna retract this. I stay as streamlined and straight as possible. It's just like out and in. This slides out from under his head. Here, I bring it up. Now I'm sliding it across, and the thumb is catching as I go across to there. Okay, then I'm grabbing. Okay, so that versus dropping this. Okay, because if I do this, you're gonna put your hand up here by your neck. Like he's defending his neck here. If I do this and drop, he can block that fairly well. Okay, when I come this way, even if he puts his hand up there, he's having to fight my hand coming across, so he's having to push my hand back here. Okay, so just try to grab my hand even. He's trying to grab my hand here, whatever he's doing, I just push that across and grab. Okay, I feel like it's a lot harder for your opponent to fight against. I come across, thumbs in, I've got my grip here. Now, my elbow, this elbow goes down to the mat, and then I'm windshield wipering it up here, okay? So it's down to the mat, and I'm not gonna get too deep on this because this sucks for Nick. I'm going down here like this, and then windshield wipering up like that. When this happens, that's when I can start using my legs, okay? I may can just finish this right here. If not, I'm gonna get my hips low, and I'm gonna start walking up towards his head like this. Windshield wipe my elbow out, and I keep dropping my weight. Okay, I'm staying tight on this shoulder the entire time, dropping that weight here, windshield wiper, and drop to there, okay? It's extremely nasty choke, okay? So as soon as you get this position here, and you get this grip, okay, I'm here, I've got this. Some people even go in the armpit here and start doing this kind of like stockade position here. Okay, I'm just gonna come here. If I've got him up like this, I'm gonna bring this out, grab, and come back down with it. Okay, I can already feel this is there. Elbow down, flare it out, drop my weight, boom, there's the choke. Okay, very effective. If you don't use this, start using it, okay? If this happens to you and you feel it coming across, just be ready to tap, okay? Because it's a blood choke, but it'll get your windpipe too sometimes if your head's the wrong way, all right? Ways you're gonna mess this up, you're not gonna keep this arm very tight, they're gonna create space. you're gonna fumble around and make too much space when you're reaching for the collar, and they're gonna grab your arm or something like that, okay? Tight, close, out, in. Okay? Now, like the north-south choke, like the single arm choking coming over there, I'm not that successful with it. Maybe it's just me, but I've talked to some other people and they said they don't hit it that often. Okay? Being a north-south here, like this, and hitting a choke from here, you know, normally I'll end up holding someone here so I can transition to something else, okay? I started using the cutter choke here though, and man, it's so good. This is like the only thing I do from north-south now, okay? When I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and reach under the arm. Here, I'm gonna get that 4-finger grip, just like we did, okay? 4-finger grip here, okay? I'm just like this. I'm keeping the pressure down here on his ribs, all right? Now, preference of how you like to keep a base with your feet. Normally, I'm gonna like sprawl one back and drive in here, okay? Now, when I come like this, how from side control, how I said to come across, not to loop it, to come straight across. Well, you see from this position, it's not gonna be that easy to do that, okay? From here, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna drop, thumb comes in, and I just get this grip just like this, okay? Now, if I just grab this and try to come over, he's gonna defend with his arm, okay? He knows what I'm doing, he's really gonna defend hard, okay? What I like to do is grab here, and I'll grab his head. And I just pinch his head, just like this, okay? So I'm driving into his chest, pinching his head, kind of smothering him here, okay? Just a little bit, just like this. I keep my head over here, so this hand can't get in to defend very well, okay? So I get this, I pinch in on the head, and I keep my head right here, okay? Now for him to defend his neck and get past my arm, extremely hard. Plus I'm smothering him, plus I'm putting pressure in. I'm here, okay? Now, whenever I'm ready, I'm driving hard into his chest here. I'm driving in. I'm not bringing this way up here. I'm sliding my arm across his face, okay? Just kind of like G-burn across his face here. And here, be nice to everybody. Competition, as close as possible, okay? So I'm here. This arm is gonna come up, sliding across. As soon as I get past his chin bone, boom, it's dropping here, okay? From here, you know how we walked around from side control to get that angle up top? I'm already here. I'm gonna drop my elbow to the mat, windshield wiper it up here. I didn't even get to the mat. It's super tight from here, okay? I've still got all this inward pressure, easy choke right there. The thing I like about this one is, watch this, put your hand in front of your neck. He's got his hand here in front of his neck. I choke him with his own hand because I already have this dominant north-south position. It's harder to do from side when I do this. He can get his arm under my arm, things like that. With this being super tight like this, even if his hand's in, I can choke him with his own hand, or I use my head to block it. I'm squeezing with his head here. I kind of got my knuckles on the side of his neck here. I'm coming over to there, dropping down, okay? If I need to, I can walk around this way, but I doubt you ever have to do that. Stay right here, weight down, elbow out. I'm not necessarily pulling this lower lapel. Okay, I'm not pulling it to me. I'm pinching in tight on this arm with my elbow and driving my shoulder here. Even just this right here is not comfortable for Nick. Then when I pinch his head in like this, it's even worse. And then he's getting choked, okay? Why anyone would go for any other choke from that position, I don't know. That one is so nasty and so effective. And you can kind of control him. Especially if it's a guy trying to get his legs up over. Now I've got him here and he's trying to like bring his legs up over and kind of start working this. Okay, if I get here and here and do this, it doesn't matter where his legs are going. I bring your legs over. And there's the choke. Okay? Everybody got that? 1, 2, 3.